Sucking on my own dick, yeah, you know I'm sucking on my own dick. Sucking on my dick, everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our own dicks, everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our dicks, yeah, you know I'm sucking on my dicks.
Oh yeah, I just before we start, I was texting Brent. I just got this crazy ad on my Facebook for Magnum condoms, and the ad,
Which already the
says,
algorithm has failed.
Yeah, it's a well, I'll get to it in a minute, but yeah, it just says Magnum brand condoms, like the blue check mark, and then the ad is just a picture of a black dude, like a swagged out black dude in nice like hypebeast clothing, and the caption just says, "She already know how I play." It's a really bad ad because like it's not good, like it feels rude to me personally. Like I'm not gonna buy Magnum condoms. I wasn't before, but now I'm not even gonna try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, is that ad for black people? My best guess is that's for like white nerds.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, well,
it's just like hell yeah, I can fuck her like a black guy if I buy Trojan Magnums.
Oh, player, she already know how I play. It's like, at what point is that racist? Like that feels super racist, right?
Yeah. Do you think it's like Trader Joe's or whatever, where they have like different like face app race swapped versions of that guy?
That's incredible.
Oh, yeah, I bring honor to the pussy.
Yeah, they have Trader Ming's condoms.
But to not be racist, they like overcompensate. They're like enormous.
Yeah.
They're like, well, just so you know, this is the size we think Asian guys' dicks are. You know, in case you're wondering where we stand.
Well, no,
I'm so woke, I insist every Asian man has a 2-foot long, useless dick.
No, I'm pretty sure that Chinese condoms are just like repurposed Chinese finger traps, and all their customers are just like pissed off gay dudes who are connected at the dick. Like, they're both just stuck.
Yeah. You have to take the train to the office to complain.
That's the worst way to get outed, is to show up at the office with with your twink like surgically attached to your cock.
Yeah, yeah.
Via ancient Chinese trickery device.
Yeah. You and your secret gay flame are just like pictured in front of a rolling like line of tanks. Like, fuck.
Yeah, he comes
in
to
textbooks.
The office. Fuck. It's funny that you each take turns in each other's situations. He comes with you to the office. You go with him protesting Tiananmen Square. It's like you're all mixed up.
Yeah, yeah. I'd imagine that's what being gay is like. I'd imagine like the down low gay scene. It's like all walks of life.
Absolutely.
Every station of society. That's really got to be like a melting pot, I think. You got like a senator, you got some teens.
Oh, definitely.
Drugged out 20-somethings.
The like in turn, if you get all the in the closet gays in the room, it would be like the United Colors of Benetton. It would be probably the best representation of demographics.
Especially like pre-social media. Like
definitely.
When back then a policeman would have to like kick in the door and take a photo with a big flash.
Yeah, that's how they're getting this picture.
Yeah.
As the secret gay meeting is being raided.
Yeah. You're under arrest for being gay. I think that's illegal in the 70s, which it is. You degenerates.
I was just watching some movie, Uncle Frank, on Amazon Prime about a gay guy. He's gay. That's the whole movie is he's gay and his family doesn't like him. But they go to like
classic struggle.
It's a conundrum it was a conundrum for many people until 2009, and then it was never a problem again. But there's literally a part where like they go to like West Virginia and he's like, "Yo, if you kiss me, they'll arrest us." And I'm like, God, it was like the 70s. Like, yeah, you know, it was like. Like prog rock was around. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird looking back at how gay everyone was in like the 70s.
Right, exactly. Right. That's what I mean. Like David Bowie can walk
Yeah.
on stage, he can dip his cock in glitter and then do a whole concert to a stadium, but like you cannot have a male partner. It's crazy. It's weird. It's weird.
Being a pedophile, 100% legal. Fucking a man. Oh no.
It is weird that
You
like,
take off
couldn't-
that blouse. None of you had better kiss in this paddy wagon.
Dude, I'll never forget. I had this guy. I worked with this guy. I'm like having all these memories get dredged back. I'm home, by the way. We should let the listeners know.
Oh yeah,
recording
yeah,
this.
yeah. This is a remote episode. Nick is that your childhood room? What is that? What room are you in?
No, my childhood room doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
This is the guest bedroom. My
Gotcha.
childhood room was converted into my sister. It is like I never lived here. But yeah, dude, I remember I think I told this story before, but like when I worked at the hardware store down here, I worked with this like older dude. He's like, what the fuck was his name? Steve. He was like 68 and he had a daughter. He had like a niece who was gay. And he's like, look, she's my niece. I love her. But if I had my way, I would take every gay person and put them in a walled in city and just, they can be in there. We'll airdrop food and eventually they'll all die out. And I'm just like, what? That's fucking psychotic.
How does he think being gay works genetically?
I'm like, that was exactly my thing. I'm like, do you think the gay dudes are laying eggs, or do you think that they're just like forcing themselves to fuck lesbians like once a year just to like progenate more gay people?
These homosexuals keep fucking my wife and making my sons gay.
Man,
I
you know
hate
what?
being cucked by these goddamn homos.
You know what? Now I actually empathize with Republicans because that is a uniquely bad situation.
Yeah, someone pleasurelessly cucks you just for like the good of his culture.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's the equivalent of just like laying eggs in your wife. I just got here first. I don't even like this.
First.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You ever post
man.
first below the pussy?
I hate when I come home and a 98-pound twink is doing firsties in my wife's pussy.
I hate that.
You know? It's an unbelievable situation, and it's enough to make you want to vote libertarian. Yeah, man, it's so weird. I'm doing this. I can literally hear my whole family downstairs eating cookies. And I'm doing coward hour. Yeah. Can you imagine what this is like, Brendan?
Yeah. Good God. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like if I ever record an episode in my father's house, he's just gonna like sit in.
He's gonna be
like an
excited.
intern on Stern or something, just like in the room.
Yeah, he's gonna be your Baba Booey.
Yeah.
Dude, we should get your dad to move out to California. I bet I could do it. Just get me on the phone with your dad for 5 minutes, and I bet I could convince him. Especially because he's
To what
Crick
end?
Brain. What? Well, because he's Crick Brain 1.0. Like he hasn't even gotten the updates that you got. You know what I mean?
I don't know, dude. I think I may have gotten like Cyberpunk updates where they like patch out shit that people wanted.
Right. Yeah. No.
It's so funny how the game continues to get worse as the weeks go on.
Do they take stuff out of it?
Well, yeah. So I guess there was an issue where like I think when the game was initially released, you were able to like be nude in the world, and
really?
And they patched that out, and some people are like, it's speculated that maybe the reason why they patched out your ability to be nude and like actually show the genitals that you customized is because there's a couple theories. One is that they realize that there's like kid NPCs and photo mode, so I feel like some rough promo shots, just like just a guy doing like nude selfies in front of children in like the sidewalk.
Why did they put kids? There's not even kids in any GTA games. Like, why would they put kids in the game?
I don't know, and the kids look weird. The kids, it doesn't look like they worked that hard on the kids. It looks like they like scaled down. The kids all look like me, where it's like, oh, that looks like if you took like a 6 foot tall man and squished him to,
Right.
to 5 foot.
I would patch out the kids. That I would
Yeah,
like, I
that would
like.
honestly that would be. But you know, look, they're Polish. I don't know if they have some sort of thing going on. Another theory is that people were having this hilarious bug where like there like if you picked penis 2, I think it was either penis 1 or penis 2, whichever one you picked, one of them would like clip through your pants, like for some reason
I saw this.
it was rendering it below your pants. Then you're just
That's
walking
so
around,
awesome.
dick out with which rules. So then they just patched out nudity entirely, which is hilarious because like it really seems like they're backpedaling on how horny this game is.
Well, I wonder if they were I wonder if they were like getting threatened with an adults only rating, because the whole thing with the original, I know like the original brain dances were like you could fuck in them, you could like have full on sex, and I'm sure the ESRB was like,
Yeah, but I
we
mean,
won't let you sell that.
you'd think that they would at least. I can't imagine it was going to be like worse than like The Witcher. Like you can fuck in The Witcher. There's like
Can you?
sex cutscenes. Yeah, you can find like a whore and fuck her.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can. So I assume it would be that. I assumed it more had to do with just like they didn't finish it or like they fucked something up.
It's I feel two ways about Cyberpunk, because on one hand it's like I'm so upset that we're still shipping unfinished AAA games that cost so much money and people aren't being compensated, but also people were like demanding for this game to come out. You know what? Like it had like reached like critical mass. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really follow like what people were saying online. But I think it's ridiculous to suggest that a company is going to be swayed by its customers like that. I don't believe that one bit. Where people are like,
no, but
everyone was posting, you wanted the game to come out, and then they did. Now you're complaining. It's like, well, they didn't listen to them. They listened to someone else. I don't know.
No, I know that really has. It's not the developers. It's the CEO. It's the business side of the company. They pressure the release dates, not the people making it. And I think it is true. And I think the CEO's even spoken on that. He's like, yeah, we felt pressure to get the game. I don't know, that's definitely happened.
I mean,
before.
And again, this is me recycling Reddit takes or whatever. But like, it definitely wasn't like, oh no, the fans are mad the game isn't out. It was like, oh, 2020 is about to end the like highest selling video game year ever because of COVID, and we haven't released anything.
Right.
We need to get this on the books that it shows on 2020's money for the stock. Yeah.
That's
a
true.
video game. Yeah. No gaming company has ever made a decision because the fans were mad.
Yeah, well, no, that's not true. I mean, movies do that now. I mean, look at the Sonic movie.
Yeah,
the fans got mad, and they completely. I think the companies do that.
Yeah, maybe now.
But you're right. I think
Netflix is doing it about like media that has been around for 20 years now.
Right.
They're guessing.
Yeah,
it'd be funny if like Netflix like picks wrong, because like they're cutting out like suicide scenes and like old racist like it'd be funny if like they just like completely misjudge. They're like, we just want to let everybody know that we cut the black guy out of this movie because we felt it was racist. We're like, what?
Yeah, it'd be awesome if Netflix started just like segregating the movies.
Yeah, because I mean, like, companies have no ethics. They have no actual beliefs about what's right or wrong. It's just them guessing what their hypothetical, unreasonable person would think.
Right.
They'd be like, we really don't think that any movies with black people in them that black people didn't direct should be out because it's not true representation. So we've decided to CGI out every black person in every white directed film.
Dude, you know, I mean, like, what's funny is we're not to that point, but I feel like we're like 2 steps away, where it's like we're already getting to the point where, like, you know, you're scolded. Like there's this emerging take coming that, like, hey, if you're like a white man, you shouldn't write people of color or women because you can't actually understand them. And I'm like, all right, I mean, that's fine. No, it's not fine. I'm like, I'll follow your line of logic there, but like that.
So what I need like a woman to write the girl scenes of my movie.
Right. But they've literally done that. Like, I think they brought in Phoebe Waller-Bridge to like work on some of the women care. And like, what, you know, on some level it's like, yeah, I want everybody.
But isn't that sexist too?
Right.
I mean,
that's
really,
what I'm saying.
If you listen to any of this shit, it eventually boils down to just like a white man not being involved at all. It's like, well, it'd be really sexist if you like outsourced all the women's scenes to a woman, because then that's insulting. Like, oh, what, you think just because she's a woman that she can only write women? And it's like, I don't know. I got pissed off. Someone posted in the chat, not gonna say the name, but some comic we vaguely know, tweeting like a hypothetical pilot, like woke, diverse pilot, and being like, this is how every white person writes. And it's like, well, what do you want us to write? Because if we just wrote something fucking normal, we wouldn't
Right.
get a meeting.
Right.
So you have to like write a script about like a Latinx gender fluid fucking
Again,
sex
that's not your
worker.
place to- yeah. that's not
Yeah,
your
and then
place
when
to
you
that,
do,
though.
they're like, "This is not your story."
And it's like, all right, well, I mean, you can look at it this way of like if I'm writing this character, we have to cast it accurately. So I'm on some level, I'm like employing people of color, but also this is a stupid conversation to even be having.
It's insane. It's like, look, I mean, and I'm saying this, I will never be in any of these positions in this hypothetical conversation. I will never enter into the buildings where these conversations happen.
Mhm.
But it's like if I were a working writer, I'd be like, look, I would love to just write a comedy, the kind of movie that people have enjoyed for 50 years, just like a
Right.
nice studio comedy.
Yeah.
I would love to do that, but you won't let me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the craziest thing is people would probably like it. Like the studios might be kind of pleased with the outcome of it, but I don't know. It's getting to the point where like thinking about it like truly just exhausts me because it doesn't make any sense. And even if you try to like counter every like, logical fallacy that pops up when you do like go down the rabbit hole of like whatever line of thinking they're trying to go down. At this point I'm literally just like I'm not playing. I can't do this anymore. It hurts my brain. I'm gonna go look at paintings in a museum. I need to do things that make me happy.
Yeah, I mean, or you could just do what I do and just write something completely insane that makes me happy. Other people, I wrote a very strange Batman movie. People really seem to like it. It really warms my heart that people have read it. But yeah, I spent more time on that script than I have on anything that I thought I could maybe get someone to look at and pass along to like their boss or whatever.
Right.
So I eventually realized it doesn't matter what the fuck I write, how good it is, how many boxes it checks of like what people want now. I'm never getting that. No one is ever like putting my script on a desk. So
or a lot of people will have something to like say about it. I don't know. But what this really is, I mean, the other thing that needs to be examined when we talk about this is like this is not a completely organic movement. This is fueled by the thirst for the social currency of takes, which again goes back to like the endemic evil of social media. I really think that's like
social media really is awful because it used to be like if you saw something on television and it upset you, you'd be like, man, I hope I remember to tell my coworker about this tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
You'd be like, man, can you believe this? And you'd turn to no one. You'd be like, oh yeah, I'm alone.
Yeah, or you'd be like, man, I saw the most fucked up thing on TV last night. Oh, or maybe it was a dream.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, I'm right steamed about it. And your coworker's like, that's fine. Like,
Oh, what channel was
go
it
to
on?
work.
8?
Yeah. I think it was
Or
on channel 8. It was on one of them.
9? What was it called? It was Moving Pictures. It didn't have a title. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, like think about like, and I mean, like on some level, I think we're just pointing at things that were different in the past. But like people didn't even used to know who fucking wrote or directed the episodes of TV they were watching. Now, like now nothing gets released without there having to be like a conversation or a meta narrative around the production of media, which on some level I enjoy because I enjoy like the behind the scenes stuff. But it's weird that everybody is participating in the discourse around it.
Yeah.
I don't think they really care.
It is very strange of like it's like who the fuck used to give a shit about casting announcements?
Right, exactly. Who's in the movie? I don't know. I'll see when it comes out.
Yeah.
I'll find out when the credits roll. Yeah.
You'd go to see a movie. You would walk to the theater. Maybe you don't even know what movie you're going to see.
Right. What's
and
playing?
You'd look at the posters. What's playing? Oh, I think that guy was in that other thing we liked. Let's go see that. And then beforehand, they'd show you little mini movies of the movies coming out.
Wow.
You'd be like, what?
Oh, my God. Are you doing is this a Pete Holmes impression, Brendan?
No, but I mean, the last time I remember, I mean, I don't go to the theater much, but the last time I was like surprised by a trailer, It was that one where it was like the woman like pretending to be drunk to trick men into raping her.
Oh yeah,
And I was just like, wow, this is a throwback to when I'd be like, there's a new Batman movie coming out. Like,
yeah, I don't. It's fucking. It's weird. I don't think that can be overstated. I also can't tell if it's letting up. I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
I also what is nice is I genuinely lately like just find myself caring less. I'm not even like keeping up with, because I even like, I don't know if the pandemic changed it or what, but like I don't even really give a fuck about what's coming out. And I love movies and I still do, but I'm like dedicating myself. I'm like, I'm only watching movies that I like haven't seen yet, like from the past. Like, I don't think I give a fuck about anything upcoming.
Yeah, Cyberpunk has like made me. I haven't gamed since like 2 days after that game came out, and I've just been watching movies and TV, which normally I'm like on my phone the whole time or whatever, or, like bored. You can't usually pay attention to stuff, which is embarrassing.
No, but you want to know what I think you're feeling, and what I think a lot of people are feeling is the increasing disposability of content. It feels like with every year, it feels increasingly disposable. Even in this year where there wasn't that much, I don't know. It just, things feel like they're put out because it's mandated and they have to be. There can't not be content. It's really rare that I see something where I'm like, oh, somebody like wanted to make this, you know, or somebody was really like psyched about like the genesis of this idea. Feels really pure. It doesn't feel that way anymore.
It does. You're right. You know how like, I don't know if this is gonna make sense, but you know how like a piece of art or whatever, a human creates that. No part of that existed like as an idea, whether they thought of it or not.
Right.
It's like you create it. Whereas like a mathematical formula or something like inherently exists.
Right.
And different humans could find their way to it.
Right.
And probably have. But I feel like all media now, it's like it existed in the ether, a lip sync TikTok Donald Trump Netflix special. And then people just kind of had to decide to point their ships at it. Right.
Well, because it's like, not that that's one of the best things you're going to get, but like, I don't know. I just feel like art in general, to continue with your analogy about like an equation versus art, I think a lot of shows that are made now are mathematical equations. They're focus groups.
It's almost like cryptocurrency, where it's like all these different production companies have their like mining rigs going, and then one of them hits gold, and they're like, "All right, we got Douglas."
Yeah, right. Well, yeah,
which was something that you know would have existed automatically.
Right. But that's what I mean. Like you watch these, especially like the sheen of prestige television. You look at Netflix shows like Stranger Things or 13 Reasons Why. It's like this is an equation masquerading as art. It takes things from like artistic forerunners that preceded it, and it does an impression of them. But it's the most focus grouped thing you could watch. Like
absolutely,
it is designed by committee for you to not love it, not hate it. Just keep you going on there. It's really a bummer, man. I mean, like, you know, it does sound, I mean, when I talk about like wanting to go see like looking at paintings to feel something, I mean it. Like if you look at a Van Gogh, you're like, God damn, this guy had ghosts in his brain and it fucked him up until he was dead. And I don't think anything like that exists anymore.
Well, the only thing that exists like that is fucking insane outsider art internet content, which is what you love.
Like Doug Culp or like fucking
yeah. What's Ian Russo's new podcast called?
We should have Ian on the show.
We really should.
Honestly, I will do that. We'll have him. We need to get our own whack pack going. This is what I want. I think we need to hire your dad as our Jamie. We bring Ian in every week to like, you know, hook a car battery up to his balls or like, you know, make some homeless
trick him into talking to a lady.
Yeah. We measure his penis on air every week. Yep, it's still small, you know. Like,
yeah. There's like a vague, like, I haven't even really ever listened to Stern, so it would just be it would be me like guessing what I think it is.
And I go, Brendan. It's just me bringing in a variety of like painful devices. Brendan, I got this. You undress Ian, I'll do the rest.
Mm. But yeah, it's like every movie. It's like every movie is designed to make as much money as possible all around the world, and that's like half of the content. And then the other half is streaming, which is designed for like completely unknowable metrics that really add up to nothing. It's like
Right. Well,
it's like, well, we need something that looks good in a thumbnail, and
Right.
when you hover over it, you pause for more than 0.7 seconds.
Right. I feel the way that I honestly feel about like most Netflix shows is like they're designed to be talked over. You know, it's just it's not incompetently put together. There are times when it looks professional, but like it's rare that it like grabs you and engages you.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I honestly
They probably like when they edit it, they like watch it and they're like, okay, that was pretty good. Now everybody get your phones out and let's watch it again. Did it still make sense? All right, we got it.
Well, they definitely like, even if you look at the way that like Netflix will adjust creative decisions based on the metrics that they have, like where people tune out, or like, you know, like when they stop watching comedy specials, or like when their attention's dipping, and then they will make mandates for their content to like fill in those gaps. It's like, that's just fucking crazy.
It is.
It truly depresses me. It's unfortunate. I'm getting ready. I'm here with my folks, and I'm like, tomorrow I'm trying to get my dad to watch like the standoff at Sparrow Creek, because I truly think, like, more so than A24, the one studio that like really was exciting, that doesn't exist anymore, and maybe for good reason, but like Cinestate didn't feel like that at all. You know, even if they do have like a conservative bent, it's just like when I saw Dragged Across Concrete, I was like, damn, this feels like we're going somewhere new, like with movies.
I think, Nick, I hear what you're saying, and I 100% agree. Sex criminals make the best art.
I wish it wasn't true. I wish it wasn't true, Brendan. They had to fly Roman Polanski all the way across the sea just so we could make two of the greatest movies in succession, and they get tripped up by a 13-year-old girl. Which, it was the 70s, Brendan. As we just stated, as long as you weren't kissing another man, it was presumed to be fair game.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but it was actually, he was initially arrested because they mistook the girl for an adult man.
Yeah.
And then when they realized their mistake, they were like, well, it's already in the papers. So
yeah, we had, unfortunately, Roman, we have to follow through on this. So fucked up. Why isn't Jack Nicholson in trouble for the Jack Nicholson? I just had a fucking stroke. I was like, is that a real guy? It's a real guy, right?
I forget too, because like every time I see a picture of him, I think of Drill, and it like I've seen Drill's avatar hundreds of times more often than I have a photo of Jack Nicholson in the context of it being him.
God damn, dude. I was thinking about Jack Nicholson today. I was thinking about it, As Good as It Gets, because I got breakfast with Wowo.
Ooh.
Oh my god, dude.
Mm-hmm. We getting a Wowo episode this week?
No, because there's not that much that's new. Other than he like continued to compare himself to Don Draper. Like, this is like, he just hits the same beats every time I see him. I can't tell if it's dementia or not. Because it's a weird cross section of like a dude who is in love with himself.
So it's like Coward Hour.
Right? Yeah.
It's like, oh man, they don't make the good movies. Women are bad at comedy. My dick's bad. Our girlfriends are embarrassed of us. You know, we play the notes.
He's checking his palm during breakfast to make sure that he mentioned. Well, he was telling me, I caught him in a lie, because like he called me on the phone, and he was bragging to me that he's still going to the athletic club, and like saying the N-word at the athletic club. A huge brag.
Yeah,
I assume just like when he puts the weights down, he just goes, "Ooh," like, beep, like.
And they're like, "Sir, put your mask on."
So he was like, I was with him on the phone. He's like, hey, you know what I'm bench pressing nowadays? I'm like, I don't know, 200 pounds. And he goes, 300 pounds. And I'm like, 300. I'm like, I fucking maybe. He's 77 years old. I'm like, maybe he's bench pressing 300 pounds. But then today, when we were at breakfast, he goes, yeah. He's like, I was at the gym the other day. He's like, I'm bench pressing a lot. You know what I'm bench pressing? And I'm like, no, I don't know, because I want to see if it's the same number. And he goes, I'm working my way back up to 225. And I was like, you motherfucker, you're just like, I don't even know if he's bench pressing at all. Like,
it rules that like what you said, where I'm like my dad is Crick Brain 1.0, and then I'm like I'm like the next OS. It's like you are like a refined whoa.
Yeah, you know what really scared me oh my god, dude, this was the craziest thing.
Yeah, your dad is suckered in by alt-right YouTube. Your grandpa's lying about like pussy and stuff.
Well, Woa was talking about like how he got where he got. He goes, and I am a good person. He goes, but the real truth of humanity is that we all have sociopathic tendencies underneath the surface. And I was like,
whoa, go on, coward hour.
I was like, God damn it. It's like it's proof that it's like
well, we're hitting the age where like we absolutely just like lockstep into our genetics and we have no choice.
That's what it's crazy that it's like epigenetic. It's like the craziest fucking thing.
Yeah. Oh, I have seizures now.
You have seizures?
Yeah, according to Bay. I don't know. I interrupted you. I just thought it'd be funny to throw that out.
It's more interesting than
okay. So I've lost 7 pounds. Thank you very much. I worked very hard.
Nice.
And I was like, I wonder if that's enough that I'll snore less. So Bay was staying over, and I was like, hey, let me know if I snore tonight. She's like, okay. So I wake up in the morning, and I'm like, did I snore? And she's like, well...
Oh my god.
Do you want the good news or the bad news first? And I'm like, good news. And she's like, you didn't snore.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, well, what happened next? She's like, well, the bad news is that I was doing some Googling while you were asleep. Because apparently I was like doing these like repetitive lips smacking like sound motions, like on a loop, like
dude.
In a really scary way. To the point where, like, she's just awake in the night, like, with her phone out, like, and she said, and the thing is, when I would reach out, apparently she would reach out and she would hold my lips closed and it would stop for a while, and she'd be like, okay, all right, I got him.
Wow. Holy fucking shit, Brendan.
Yeah. But then she Googled it, and apparently that is a minor seizure that people have on, like, after like long-term SSRI use. It's like it can like come out, and then coincidentally the other, and we discussed it with her medical student friend today on Zoom. We had like a speakeasy teledoc appointment.
Right. But
the new antidepressant that I'm on, apparently a side effect of it is it lowers the threshold for seizures. So, and that makes sense because when I was playing Cyberpunk,
oh no,
the parts where it came out, I've never had a seizure before. I don't know what they feel like, but playing that, I was like, well, this is bad. Well, this feels real bad, and I feel kind of nauseous, and I'm salivating. This is interesting.
Brendan,
So apparently I've given myself seizures.
I love that there are no moves that you can make.
No moves.
Like life has checkmated you. Like the game is over.
Yeah.
I'm glad you stopped snoring though.
Yeah, I did stop snoring.
Well, that's
I think it was the 7 pounds, dude.
That's definitely a lowercase W in your in your book. Wow, you're having seizures. Oh my god, Brendan.
Yeah. I'm asleep, so it doesn't really affect me. I have been having very scary dreams though, so I don't know if that's related.
Please tell me about them. I'm a pro talking about your dreams kind of guy, dude. Especially if they're scary.
Yeah, just a lot of like gore.
Really?
Yeah.
Like you're just dreaming of like general carnage?
No, not like that. It's like I'm dreaming of like this dream that I was like it's like it was one of those dreams where it's like a bunch of different things at once. So it was like a girl I was dating and also a movie that I was watching
Right.
at the same time.
How could that be?
It doesn't make sense.
How could you be dating a girl and watching a movie?
But like the movie, like I'm in.
No, I know.
I'm in
Yeah.
the movie that I don't know. Anyway, the girl kept like showing up with different dead bodies in her car and like smirking, like she was owning me.
Let me tell you something. You were not far away from, like this. This is actually not that far fetched.
Yeah, if I hadn't met Bay, like if I had continued on the line that I was, I would definitely find myself in like dating the kind of woman who like we'd get into like a screaming match, and then to like get back at me, she would just like bring a dead body to the apartment. She's like, "What are you gonna do about this?"
She moves it in like she's trying to annoy you with furniture. You're just like, babe, I don't know. Do you think that maybe we could move the cadaver, or at least like compromise? She's like, well, it's really important to me, and I would like to have it in our room. So I mean, it's fine. It was given to me by my grandma. It is my.
That is a
grandma,
funny
but...
like spoof of the kind of relationship like fight I would have, where it'd be like. She's like, well, he's my friend, and it's like, well, I mean, I would prefer that you not cheat on me at all. And she's like, well, that's just not realistic to who I am. I'm like, all right. I mean,
yeah, she's just like fucking the dead bodies in your room, and you're like, all right, honey, well, I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. And you just like you turn over and you just hear his.
Hey,
bones
can we have a
cracking.
talk about something? About what? You know what? I'm being unreasonable. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, she's fucking dead bodies, but like it doesn't mean anything. Like they're not alive.
Yeah,
It's not like
your
it's an
friends-
emotional thing.
Your friends come over and they're like, hey, is your girlfriend fucking that corpse in the corner of the room? And you're like, he's actually a cool guy. Like, he's not like, he's been pretty nice to me. They're friends. They've known each other since high school.
But yeah, real weird dreams. I'm trying to remember anything else. I can't really. But yeah, that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
It's been a while since we've had one of those.
Wow, dude. I'm just glad that I'm getting very Eastern about everything. Having and when you're Eastern, when you adopt the Eastern mindset, as I have, I'm a very yin yang kind of guy. Bad is a state of mind. So your life is just kind of, you were in a slump. Your arc was getting a little uninteresting, and now, season 3 is starting, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that there's no such
Season 3 is where I just seize myself into brain damage.
I think that everything, if you think about it, every single thing that happens to you is a blessing. It's a very Eastern way of thinking, I know, but I've been feeling very Eastern lately. I've definitely adopted the Eastern mindset.
Damn. Have you ever thought about how you're going to be someone's wo-wo someday?
No, it'll never happen because I'm not gonna spawn. Nobody can make me. You're not gonna make me. Nobody's gonna make me.
I'm not
spawn.
encouraging you to.
Yeah, I'm.
But you could have like a nephew or something.
There
might just be like a neighbor kid who you like involve yourself with.
That's the most likely thing is that I will impose myself as a mentor.
You'll just be like an old man living in someone's building in Hollywood. Hey kid, you want to come in and listen to my podcast from the 2010s?
Yeah, I just insert myself into a single mother's home so that I can use her son's video game system, so that I can game on his VR headset and force him to listen to me.
Yeah. You're like an abducted in plain sight type figure, but you never actually do anything that you can put your finger on as wrong.
Yeah. No, well, because number one, I don't feel like putting the work in. That's gross. Number two, yeah, I don't I don't want much. All I need is for somebody to be in the room with me while I spout theories. As long as you look like you're listening, I'm fine. I don't care if any of it sticks. I just have to hear it. Yeah, it's gonna suck when I'm a whoa kind of guy. Especially by like 20. like the standards in 2050, I think of myself as a rather mild individual. I mean, I know a lot of people might disagree, but by my own metric.
Yeah, because Wowo probably wasn't racist in his time. That's the difference.
No, he was. I'm sure that he was super forward thinking. I'm sure that he was like, yeah. You know, I don't think I'm super spicy, but I would imagine that like by 2050 I will be the most horrific man that you could encounter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you'll agree or not, but I think, you know, you tend to be a devil's advocate. So by then you'll probably have gone woke and back a couple times.
Look, I mean, again, very Eastern. I try to embody the yin and the yang. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just an Eastern kind of guy, Brendan. I don't know what to tell you. I've really gotten back in touch with my Eastern roots since being home. For all
just arm around
days.
your girlfriend. I'm really in touch with my Eastern roots. This is a bonus. Chill.
That's fucked up. But what can I say? It's really true. You know, a variety of things are causing it. I can't really put my finger on which. There's no way to know why it's happening.
There's really no way to know.
There's
one
absolutely
can know.
no way to know. I'm just walking around my room in a kimono, muttering things like, "Only I know the secret of the blade." Can we talk? Because this all led from people being upset that I was too excited that John Mullaney was going into rehab.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
that.
Bays are on suicide watch.
You know what?
It's interesting and quaint to see like an old timey celeb scandal.
Yeah,
like if it was like 2003, people would be like shocked. This might affect his career.
Right. But no, people are actually super cool. Like now, like, you know, destroying your life with drugs is like the best thing that you could do. You know, like he's more sympathetic than ever. It's not like
maybe his next special will be good.
That's exactly what I said. What if it goes
tone down his delivery, not as amped up? Maybe that was the problem with Kid Gorgeous.
He should film it at an AA meeting or an NA meeting, whichever one he's going to.
Oh, that would be cool if like he took. Because the problem with like dark, like self-destructive comedy is a lot of the time the people are just like, you know, lunatics and bad. But if you took his chops and went through like just an AA like fucking like spiral,
yeah, dude,
that'd be pretty sick.
I think he had it a little too good for a little too long, and I think he needed this. That's really.
It's funny that like girls. I was thinking about this. Like girls all pretend, like girls who like you know are into comedy or whatever. They all pretend that they like Nanette or like I don't know, whatever like girl comic is the flavor of the month. But they all actually just like John Mullaney.
Yeah, he's and honestly, like with good reason. He's very
he's very good.
He kind of proves what we're all kind of circling around when we talk about like, you know, people pretending to like shit versus like what actually gets a response. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'll be curious to see. It's funny, like it's funny that like ruining his life with drugs is better for him than like accidentally leaving one off-color voicemail. Like that would end him. He would never work again.
Yeah.
You know, you can't Baldwin or Gibson out anymore.
You really can't. I want to be the last guy to pull it off. I mean, really, what is a podcast but a Mel Gibson voicemail?
I've been saying for years, Mel Gibson is the godfather of podcasting. That voicemail is like 40 minutes long. He's doing it. It's longer than the Bill Burr podcast.
He's ripping a Tim Dillon episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Mel Gibson.
Yeah, it's Monday morning podcast at the Gibson household. I would, dude. He brings down his wife.
The only reason, if Mel Gibson had a Patreon, I would donate all of our Patreon funds to his Patreon just so I could hear the bonus episodes of his podcast.
I would be upset, but I wouldn't be that upset.
Yeah, you'd come around to it.
I'd be like, you could have just donated the amount of the tier.
I'm like, no, he needs all this, dude. I am personally funding Apocalypto 2 and the Resurrection of the Christ.
That would be funny, like, to just donate all our money to something retarded.
We can do it. We can still do it. I think we should do it.
Yeah. We donate all our money to like Sargon of Assad's like Venmo or something. I don't even really know who that guy is, other than just like the classic deplatformed guy.
Yeah, I think he's like a YouTube philosopher. Also, I like that you said Sargon of Assad.
Is that wrong?
It's Sargon of Akkad. Assad is that the Middle Eastern regime. They gas their own people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Trump got all riled up about it?
Yeah, and they're on YouTube. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
they're making content.
Right, that's it exactly. Yeah, but yeah, man, I don't know. As far as the Mullaney thing goes, I'm curious to see if it comes out that he has been cheating on his wife, because that's the other thing that's like that might get him. That might, unless he's been cheating on his wife with trans POCs, then he's good. No,
I think that would
classic Eddie Murphy. He's good.
I think that would help him, because then all his white women fans could be like, so I do have a chance.
Yeah,
I'd better buy a ticket to this show.
Yeah, I mean,
do you think that there are any like that? I mean, obviously there are some, but like all those comics have to cheat on their wives, right? Like all the like dad comics, like, A-list comics who like their brand is like family dad.
I think it's kind of a trait. This is going to be a fucked up generalization, but I do think it's kind of true. I think that what it takes to be especially a successful clean comic, I think that you have that in you of just like compulsively seizing opportunities in every area. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like,
I mean, yeah, because comics are all psychos. So like to be a clean comic just means that you're the best at restricting who you are.
Right. Yeah. Like apparently Jerry Seinfeld swears all the time, like when he's in private company, which is crazy to me. I mean, Jerry Seinfeld's a crazy person.
Yeah, and a pedophile.
And a pedophile. A confirmed, like, got him in the crosshairs, confirmed pedophile. I swear to God, that dude like took picture, like he let people take picture. He like posed with his 17-year-old girlfriend and was like, put that in People magazine.
What are you gonna do?
Make sure that you get my nice ass shoes in the picture.
Yeah. Watch me fuck this 16-year-old with my Nikes on. With my white Nike Monarchs.
But I do. I think that it's like a personality quirk or flaw, like within like whatever it takes to be a successful comic. I think that it kind of, there's a flirtation with like,
yeah,
bad impulse. I don't know. I feel like impulse control, like bad impulse control, is like a running theme with a lot of successful comedians. I don't know.
Yeah. Plus, like to be older than like 30 and like the road comic life appealing to you, right? Well, also, I think you also just buy into your own shit. Yeah, I guess so. Like, I mean, being a road comic must be hell. Like, I can't imagine any fun if you're not like the kind of guy who also wants to get fucked up and like fuck waitresses. I mean, even if you're not, like, the hell of that, like, even if you don't go into it with that intention, let's even give these guys a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt. Let's say they start pure of heart. You're on the road for however many weeks, touring to like the middle of the country and like bumfuck comedy clubs and restaurants in Texas. It's like you're gonna get depressed, especially if the shows are bad. And if there's a waitress that you can meet that can like keep your bed warm for one night, it's like, all right, it seems like a pretty human impulse. At that point. And eventually you convince yourself you're like, I'm a cowboy out on the plains, and I deserve a horn. I'm a traveler. I deserve to be blown. And if you don't do it the way I like it, I'm gonna cut you up, just like the rebels of the 1800s. Man, I would love to see a Mel Gibson like Wasteland movie, but it's not like Mad Max. It's more like The Road, where it's just him and a boy who he's teaching lessons. There's no fun, no gasoline, no costumes. It's just misery and him like philosophizing. Damn, that would be a great movie. I think we would be the only people in the theater, though. I think so. Yeah. Have you ever seen Mel Gibson's the first movie he directed, The Man Without a Face? No, I
He's
haven't.
in it. He plays a dude with a fucked up burned face who starts like mentoring a boy and like teaching him how to be a man. But then everybody in town thinks that he's like fucking the boy. It almost kind of turns into like Frankenstein, where like people see a positive male figure in a young boy's life and they're like, we got to kill that guy. This kid needs to be hanging out with drag queens like Desmond the Amazing. He's gonna fuck him up. Like
that movie kind of sounds like a metaphor someone would write to villainize us. It's like, look, they're looking at this nice man, Dan Schneider, Tom Hanks, and they're calling him. They're saying they're messed up.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's fucking weird. It's weird being home. It's really weird being home. I don't have COVID.
Yeah. When did you what have you done so far?
I've just been like driving around my old haunts. Like nobody lives here anymore. And the town, there's been a lot of like new developments since I left. So like it doesn't even like feel like the town I grew up in. It's just very weird. I've just been like hanging out at the mall. I've just been walking around the mall and like dude, everybody, I stopped by the cell phone repair kiosk. Everybody who I worked with when I worked there still works there.
Oh
and
my God.
I avoided their gaze. And it's been, I do this every year. They always still work there, but I'm never not shocked that it's been like fucking 6 years now and they're still there. It's crazy. And I don't know, I get weird flashes of like, damn, that could be my life. Then when I played the PS5 kiosk at GameStop. And it's weird. I can't believe I don't have COVID. I got rapid tested. I'm starting to think this virus thing might be fake, Brendan.
I don't know if I agree necessarily.
I think I might just have to recant everything I said about the virus or I'll tell you what, my body is stronger than everybody else's on Earth. So it's one of the two. Scott Adams said, do you know what Scott Adams said about the virus?
Let's hear it.
He said, you need to get a lot of vitamin D. If you get vitamin D, they can't get you. And all I do is like eat potatoes while I walk around in the blistering sun. So I think there's a lot to do. I think that there's a lot of truth to that.
That does sound plausible. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally my life. Just like getting French fries and being like, I guess I'm going to walk Sunset Boulevard for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Just like complete goalie blocking COVID. My balls are safe. It's funny because like when I went to go get rapid tested, they like rapid test you in your car, and they didn't accept my insurance, and but I was like already in line, and I'd like been in line in my car for like an hour and a half, and the lady, she's like, sir, I'm so sorry. She's like, we can't accept Medi-Cal because it's out of state. She's like, what you can do is like we'll bill you and you can pay and then you can pay. And I was like, do I have to pay today? And she was like, no. I was like, but you guys are still going to test me? She's like, yeah. And then she's like, you're going to pay, right? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to pay. I'll pay. Whatever I need to say to get me to the end of the line. So
Yeah.
this Jewish guy can.
As you were saying in the Discord, everyone can have socialized medicine if you just grit your teeth and accept the consequences
No, what
of debt.
Brandon, what consequences? Truly, what consequences? No, but in reality,
Why don't you try to
Medi-Cal,
sign a lease, Nick? Tell me how that goes.
Why would I do that? I couldn't
I know.
be less interested in something. It sounds boring, Brendan. Pen and paper.
You'll
Ugh.
grift your way through. I trust in you.
Well, I mean, truthfully, she said you just, when you get back into California, just send Medi-Cal this bill and they'll pay for it for you. And I was like, all right.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to have fun on mic. But no, listen, hang on. The financial advice that I was giving on the Discord, I feel like I'm like the Jim Cramer of like,
You're like if Jim Cramer didn't understand the stock market.
Yeah, well, he kind of fucking doesn't. Like,
Yeah, I mean, to the extent that no one does. But
right. Yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking
I
about
don't know.
cashing out my $60.
You're what?
I'm thinking about cashing out my $60 I got in the market.
From Robinhood. Did you see that there's a huge scandal that they're being investigated because like it doesn't work as they promised?
No, what does that mean?
Oh, so like apparently like and Tim's brother has had a problem with them Robinhood's currently being I should pull the fucking I don't use it, so I'm not super familiar with it. But I know that Tim and his brother have had issues with Robinhood because you can like set like when you want it to like buy or sell stocks at a certain time based on how they're like projected to perform. You can like schedule it and they'll do it for you. But what's been happening is like the service has been failing and not doing that, and like not making the transactions when people schedule them, and so then people miss out on like huge gains that they could be getting. But yeah, they're being invested. Let me just Google right now. I'll be my own Jamie. Robin Hood investigation. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, they have to pay a $65 million fine to settle the SEC investigation.
Damn.
Yeah, because there was a probe. Let me read this. Yeah, they were downplaying the risks of Anyway, I mean, you can look this up on your own time, but yeah, apparently they weren't being completely on the up and up with their customers on how they make money.
That sounds about right. Because I mean,
yeah,
I've when it's green, sometimes I go ooh, and I sell it the $3 or whatever I own in some company, and then I don't know what happens. The money comes back like 25 days later. I have no idea.
Is that normal? I don't even know if that's normal.
I thought I was like, it'd be like 1 to 3 days, like
25 days feels like
I swear it's like 3 weeks. It's not 25 days, but it's like
right, yeah.
It's definitely like I have forgotten about it by the time it comes back.
Right. I mean, maybe that's a nice surprise. If I'm going to take the Eastern mindset on that, then what is that but a gift? You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to mess with that. I do feel like if I'm about to have like another like surplus of money, thank you, Daddy Mitch McConnell, for this generous blessing of $600. I should maybe like fucking buy a stock, right? With some of it. I'm like sitting on money.
I mean, I don't know if I would, are you going to need that money? Are you going to need the 600?
Well, the fact of the matter is I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have more than enough, and I'm like, should I like take $100 of this and like try to invest it just to get familiar with the process?
I don't know. I mean, I did that with $50 just because I want to learn how stocks work.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But more important than that is like having an emergency fund, like separate from your regular money.
That financially, you and me are in the same situation, Brendan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I have. Bay got mad at me because like I sold something on Craigslist and then she saw me put the money in a safe.
Why would she get mad at you? About
that? She was just like, "Why do you have money in a safe?" And I'm like, "Because this is the money that I forget how much is in here." She's like,
"That's awesome."
She's like, "Well, how much is in there?" I'm like $500,000. I don't know. I don't look in there. She's like, "Why?" Yeah. I'm like, "Because I might need it." And if I remember how much is in it, then I start thinking about things I could buy with
it. Instead of just, man, I hope what happens is you wind up completely overestimating how much money's in there. I hope that when you do need it, you open it up, you're like, oh, fuck, there's $150 in here.
Yeah, but it works because, like, I genuinely do forget it exists, where sometimes, like, I got my checking, I got my savings, and then I'm like budgeting, and I'm like, oh, man, how am I going to make this work? I'm really going to have to scrape by. And then I've completely forgotten about my money from selling swords and stuff on Craigslist.
all the possessions that you once so loved.
Yeah, from selling everything that has ever made me happy.
Right.
From selling my Switch, my keyboard.
You know what's fucked up? You still think about buying that stuff, Brendan.
I do. Well, less now. I really think I've finally like gotten my attitudes towards spending correct.
Right.
It only took a year of crushing poverty, but I finally got there.
Every time I feel antsy, because I think the impulse to buy things, especially in the pandemic, it's like whenever you're antsy or like you have a free, because a lot of like impulse buying is like driven by boredom. And they totally prey on that too.
Yeah.
That is when I'm just like, all right, I'm going to go on a 5-hour walk. I'm going to put on podcasts and go on a 5-hour walk. And which is an insane way to stop yourself from buying things. But it's in the middle of this, it's fucking hard. It's harder than it usually is.
I almost like this urge mostly went away, but like when I used to like, recreationally online shop, I found that my brain felt like it was doing the same thing if I just like went through IP torrents and found things to add to like my movie collection.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I acquired a thing. It goes in a place.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. It's like that's the thing about why like maybe I think I might whenever the next model of Raspberry Pi comes out, I think I will probably get one of those, and that's how I'm gonna start like doing retro gaming.
The new one just came out like this year.
Oh, did it just come out?
Yeah, the 4.
Yeah. I want another. I want the next model up because I could get into the nitty gritty of like the why I'm not happy with emulation on that one yet, based on like what I've read. But basically, just the idea being like, as much as I love the feeling of like going into like a game store and fucking talking to the guy and touching the boxes and all that stuff, it's like it is ultimately kind of fleeting, you know. You
could just build like a micro PC.
Yeah, I could do that, but also, I mean, all of these plans and pipe dreams are also for when I don't live in a house.
Yeah.
That's just infested with roaches and lumbering.
Yeah, you don't want to acquire things that are dear to you right now.
I know. I'm already worried. Like I've already got a few things that are dear to me in that house, and I'm just so worried that Tony's gonna fucking fall on them.
Yeah, I hate when my roommates do Chris Farley skits through my treasured items.
Oh my god, dude. God, I'm so happy that I'm not around him. Every time, it's so fucked up. I'll like sit out in the living room and game. I'll be like playing my TurboGrafx, and he'll like, and I guess he knows that I can like hear him doing. He does podcasts on Stereo, that app that we did that ad for.
Oh Christ!
Thanks to Matt Byrne. Yeah,
I wonder if that ad ever went anywhere. I wonder if anyone's seen it.
I don't care.
No. It was a sweet paid. $150 to record a pretend podcast.
And so I hear him doing these like 10-hour podcasts, and then he'll like come out to get water, and I will just like look over at him and glare at him until he's out. I'll pause my game and follow him with my eyes so that he feels bad the whole time that he's not in his room. I'm trying to train him like a big stupid animal, basically.
Yeah. You want him to know that like it's like you want it to be like a stealth game. Yes. Where like when he is in the light, the eye meter starts to fill up and he has to get back in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Man, is it weird like just being back in like a nice home? Like every time I'm, like I don't live in squalor or anything, but every time I'm like in my parents' house and I'm just laying on like a nice couch and feeling the fabric, I'm like, I remember.
Yes. Do you know what's funny?
I bet they didn't even get this on Facebook Marketplace.
Right. Do you know what's funny? I feel more comfortable in apartments. I actually do. I don't know what it is. It's something I don't know what it is. Something about like being in the suburbs really like throws me off more than it used to. Like now when I come back, because everyone here is really weird. Like I know that people in LA are fucking weird, but like people in like affluent suburbs, I would say are like equally weird in different ways. I don't know if that tracks, but like when I was
that makes sense.
When I was in line, or when I was in my car in line to get this COVID test, there was a woman behind me. And like every 10 minutes or so she would just fucking lay on the horn. She and by the third time I like got out of my car and like walked, and she suddenly she was carrying away from me, and I just like tapped on the window and she rolled it down, and I was like, is something wrong? Like, is one of my lights out? Like, what's going on? She goes, I don't know. I just want the line to move. And I'm like, we all fucking want that, lady. Like you like it's the type of entitlement that I feel like comes from never leaving your small town though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that is interesting. I had a kind of similar experience. I was at 7-Eleven earlier, and there's this guy in the car next to me. We're like, how like I was about to say, like a certain type of dude, but then I realized like, oh, by that I mean like Black and Hispanic people. But you know how like a certain type of dude like plays his music real loud just because like he can, because it's like my space or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's this dude in his car just with the car alarm on,
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there looking at his phone, and I'm looking over at him, and just the car alarm's going. And I didn't know that a car could turn on, like, while the alarm's on. But he, like, looks at me and then just, like, starts his car and drives away with it on.
That's either, like,
and I'm just like, damn, like, this is a whole new, like, it's like, this is the California version of, like, guy just blaring trap music on the subway in Philly.
It's to me, it's very... It reveals your good nature and wanting to see the best in people, that you just assumed that he liked that and didn't just steal the car. You know what I mean? Like, if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, that guy stole the car and, like, really doesn't give a fuck who knows that he stole this car.
He's like, well, stole this car. Gonna stop for a Slurpee.
Hey, man, I gotta get my Slurpee. I'm tired from stealing this car. Yeah, I gotta get my sweet treats after I steal my motherfucking car back. It's really funny that you thought he would just, like, put the car alarm on and be like, just, like, bobbing his head, just like, that's a good ass track.
Well, I thought it was more like it accidentally went on. He saw me looking at him, then was like, what, motherfucker?
Yeah,
you think I care my car is loud?
Shit, I did that shit on purpose.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like the next lame white guy thing. We're just like, why are you wearing your pants around your, why are you letting your underwear hang out of your pants? It's like, what? Have you ever noticed how black people just drive around with the car alarm on? That's wrong. You're not supposed to do that. Yeah. Then there's, like, some woke reason for why it's good.
Yeah. Let's see. Black people have the car alarm on to normalize the sound
Right.
so that they're not the target of police.
Right, exactly.
Mayo ass white boy.
Right, yeah. It's really the backwards fitted hat of being in a car. But I mean, honestly, I feel like if I did see that dude, like, if I did have that account, I'd be like, damn, like, again, if I'm being Eastern, if
He's just sitting there, like, on it, like, with his phone on the steering wheel, just chilling.
If I'm gonna approach this with an Eastern mindset, that sounds like the most at peace dude that I've heard of in a long time. Just, like, completely in a cocoon of comfort, just like that guy's just accepting life for what it is. The car alarm is on. So what? I'm gonna drive this motherfucker.
It's true.
That guy's honestly sick, dude. I actually want to hang out with this.
I guess I take it back.
What?
I guess I take it back.
Yeah, dude, I want to get into that guy's car and go home with him. I hope that smoke alarm's on. I hope that you walk in his house, the smoke alarm's on, the microwave is beeping, there's a tea kettle that's steaming. I was like, what's up, cuz? This is how I motherfucking live, yo. This is my life 24/7.
Yeah, my baby's crying.
Yeah. My baby's always crying. What's up, bro? I live that repetitious noise lifestyle, bro. That's what I do. This is where I live. That's what I'm about.
She already know how I play.
You already know how I play. All my people say beep, beep, bout it. This is the craziest.
I love
character.
bringing a girl home from the club. Pull the fire alarm on my way out there. Get that bitch motherfucking car. Drive home.
This is the most insane character that we've done on this show.
He's fucking in front of the TV. The emergency broadcast test goes. He's like, all right.
All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. That new fire, though. People talking about fucking Saweetie, Megan Thee Stallion's like, bitch, I'm into Amber Alert. That bitch got it on lock. She got the track, yo. Black guy who thinks that Amber Alert is his favorite new recording artist has to be an all-time low for this show.
Worst all-time. We are at an hour 9. Just so you know.
I think we should end it there. I don't think it's gonna get better than that.
All right.
That's so fucking retarded.
God damn it. All right. Read Batman Little Saint Wayne. It's
great.
It's my pinned tweet. Oh, you read it?
I read it on the plane. It was really frustrating because I was sitting next to this old man who kept looking over my shoulder while I was so like I had to read it like piecemeal like on the plane, but it's very fucking funny, dude.
I hope someone was reading it like, "Oh, that must be for an audition."
Yeah, fuck.
All right. That's our show.
All right, guys. See ya.
Knock, knock, open up, it's me, the crazy, shady, faded fucker, so rock the G. See a lady, make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio, showing growth, fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already, I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady, now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo, heavy petting on a Friday night. That talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right. Got my candles in the fishnets cause it's on tonight. Oh, that's right, it's time to fillet. No need to debate me, I suck until I go ooh-wee and spray my white pee-pee. I got that ski.